Welcome to this live stream. I'm going to be talking about photos. Everyone's favorite thing is for me to talk about photos. Probably not. That's probably not everyone's favorite thing in the whole world, but it's one of my favorite things. So in December, I tried to take a photo for every day using a film camera, which is a 35mm film camera, and it's this one right here on the screen. It's a Nikon N80. I was using Portra 160 film for the entire month of December there. And my original intentions were to take a photo every day, but it's really hard to carry around a film camera with you everywhere you go. Also, I kind of limited myself with using film because you kind of want to be careful with it. And then also I used 160, which is the ISO, which basically means it has to be really bright out for you to take a photo. If you wait till it's dark, it's going to be a lot harder to get a good photo. So I really limited myself, which meant some days I just had to take 2 to make up for the day before, or 3 or whatever if I got behind. I don't want to hear myself talk. Why am I hearing myself in my own ears? If you don't know what 35mm film is, basically that's what old people used to use before they made digital cameras. And it's this thin piece of paper in a roll, and when you take a picture, the shutter of the camera opens and it shines light onto the weird chemical piece of paper. And that's basically what it does to a normal camera too, except it shines light on a digital sensor. But back in the day, it used to shine light on a weird chemical piece of paper, and then it would just stain the image with the light that came in through the lens. And then that's how film works. And it doesn't make any sense. It's magic, probably, of some sort. And but anyway, I have an old film camera and I go buy film every now and then. Portra 160 is pretty nice film, which I said earlier, that's the film that I used, and I've been pretty excited to use Portra. This is my first time shooting Portra, so there's a couple of reasons for this to be special. What's the recommended amount of dedicated WAM I should add to a server? You're actually not the first person to ask that. Well, let's take a look at them. Everyone spam Kappa in the chat. Let's get a nice let's get a nice loud Okay, here's the first image of the day. Plant. Where is this? I'm so confused. No. Wait, no. I don't remember where I took this one. But this is plants, clearly, by a window. And so the green effect that we're seeing in all the dark areas, that's what happens in 35mm film when you don't expose properly. All the beginner film shooters are like, it doesn't really matter if it looks bad because it's film, so it looks good anyway. And I definitely feel like that because this is awesome. It's grainy, it's green, it's like an old vintage feel. Also, this is very neat up here. There's a big old scratch on the film. This is called halation. Right there where it's kind of burnt orange around that highlight, that's literally the sunlight burning the film in highlighted areas. It burns a little edge around, and that's what halation is. And this is natural. A lot of people, I put in halation to a lot of things in unnatural ways, like on editing softwares and stuff, but this is natural halation, which is really cool. This one's there's a little bit too much going on in the bottom here, I think. A little too much detail, but I'm pretty sure we have. No, maybe not. I was gonna say we had some halation too, but we don't. And then the grain and stuff is cool in the sky. I like that. This is cool. Dang, this might be one of my favorites. Wow, that's awesome. And it's like, I took this one with all the mess on the table on purpose. I was like, I'm gonna capture the homeness of home, because no one's home is clean generally ever. Like, it's never perfectly clean. There's always like an Xbox wire on a plate on the table. Like, that's typically how everybody's house goes, I think. I hope. But definitely my house. The shadows coming off of that Xbox cable are so cool looking. Oh my gosh. Bouncing through the pineapple right here onto the ground. That looks incredible. And then all of the shining through this plate here looks incredible. The color is so nice. The shadow of the Coke can, the halation on the Coke can, actually. There's very faintly some kind of cup in the corner up here. Golly, this one's good. This might be my favorite so far. Definitely so far. This might be my favorite of all of them. And then a Subway bag. Oh yeah. Dude, Subway making an appearance is crazy. That's awesome. I love this like sunset shining on wood. It's always a good look. Great colors. That's awesome. Standing ovation for that one. And you know, the bad thing is I don't really know what I did different from this one to this one. Like, why is this one so green and this one is so not green? The blacks are not green, they are black. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I like this one a lot. This one definitely has the green thing going on in the shadows, but it's okay because it's a Christmas image. I mean, it's supposed to have some green in it, but like right there, that present shadow has some green to it. But that's pretty cool. This one's really cool. This is one of my favorites. This was definitely inspired by one of the scenes from my Christmas piano YouTube video, which you should go check out after this. And it's not Christmas anymore, but you can still watch it. But yeah, I have the shot where I kind of pull the camera out of the trees and through the presents, and it looks pretty cool. I was pretty proud of the way that one turned out. But then this is neat, and you get a lot of blur here. Definitely, I was going full 1.8. Also, this is interesting how this one looked this good, even though it was 160. I guess that's why this one looks good, is because it was 160 ISO, but 1.8 aperture. So 1.8 aperture is really, really bright, but since the ISO was so low in a dark house, it ended up looking like that, which makes sense. That's pretty cool. That might be third place. We'll go plate this one. I think second place for this one. Plate this one, and then the Lego bus. All right, next up. This one is also cool. Also, I can't tell. It's not out of focus right there. I kept seeing this, the way that the light was coming through that window and the way that it was dark all the way around, and I was like, I gotta get that. That's a great photo. I like the way that light interacts with cloth materials like shirts, blankets, towels, apparently, things like that. Like all of the ripples and wrinkles, the light just rolls off and reacts really nice with them, especially white cloth, like white fabric. Looks so cool. Like there's one scene in my mind right now. It's me in one of the videos I did on Instagram, but I had my back to the camera with the sun kind of on it, and all of the wrinkles in my shirt had like really cool lighting and shadows on them. That's one of my favorite things. Some pictures, like especially like of the house and stuff for this series of photos I did, I guess I was not gonna like clean anything up. Like I think the naturalness of it all, it makes it look really cool, especially during Christmas time, because you know when everybody's over at Christmas time, the house ends up looking crazy over time. But this specifically, like who makes their bed in the morning? Like 3 people in the world make their bed in the morning. But so this is what it ends up looking like after a while, and then there's a guitar on top of one bed and the towel hanging there. So it's very natural, very homey feeling, but then also just really interesting lighting. So that's what I like about this one. And it was a little too dark maybe. Next up, a little campfire action. This one's cool. It's the wrong direction. This one has that green stuff going on, and that makes sense because it was literally like almost nighttime out here. You can just barely see that the sun was barely setting on the other side of those trees. And then the fire looks awesome, obviously. The shutter speed was low enough to make some of the sparks have streaks in them, which is super cool. And then there's my cousin throwing a log on the flame. I like that one. I like the vibe. It's not a perfect photo by any means, but I definitely like the vibe. I give this one a 7 out of 10 for vibes. Vibes alone just bump this up to a 7. Compositionally, it's nice and centered. As far as the settings go, maybe it could have been better, but maybe not. It was. I'm shooting 160 ISO portrait on nighttime, so there's not that much you could do with it. This one's really cool. I love my shelves. I like all of the Legos on them anyway. And then I love the way that the sun hits them and how those blinds specifically kind of duplicate. Like it's not a perfect, like if you look at other pictures of the reflection or the shadows coming from blinds, they're very, like those are very sharp right there. And then that one is it's like not sharp. There's like multiple facets to it. There's like multiple layers, and I think that looks really cool. That would actually look really cool taking a portrait with that. Oh man, maybe I should do that. That's a really good idea. Like an onion, layers. Exactly. We need more onion style blinds, sunset lighting for portraits. I'm gonna have to chase that feeling there. That's nice. And then good depth of field. This is a drum set. There's a drum cymbal right there and a snare. Again, you're kind of sticking with the messiness theme. My man cave is never clean. Like I clean it. It's not gonna stink when you go in there. But it's always messy in some kind of way because I'm always kind of moving stuff around. I'm doing something different all the time in there. So it's never like a perfect cleanliness, and I don't think it needs to be either. I mean, it's a stinking man cave. But you got like wood leaning against the wall. That if that light was on right there, it would have been pretty cool, but it might have messed up the vibe. And then the heater light does add a cool effect there. But then the sun shining off the heater, the cord running through it, the drums And then the fact that the poster is just not hung on the wall and it's upside down, leaned against the bookshelf, it just adds to the environment and it adds to the vibe, and I think that's pretty neat. I'm giving this one 9 out of 10 again. I'm sorry. I just like it. I like it a lot. Next up, there's a golf cart, but I don't like this one at all, really. This one, it could use contrast. No, it couldn't. Contrast doesn't save it. I take it back. This is a piece of crap. I don't like this photo at all. It's too bright on the front of the golf cart. There's no contrast, there's no natural contrast, which brings no good color. And I can't even tell what's supposed to be in focus here. So it's a throwaway image because it's a throwaway image. And it was at the end of the roll. So I don't like that one. 2 out of 10. Ta-da! All right, that's the end of the live stream. So thank you for joining, and I hope you all have a great day. That's gonna be all. I'm gonna stop the stream now. I don't know how to end these things. I need to have like an outro song or something. Well, not that I sing. So I play it, like I play a video, and like that's the end. I don't know. Either way, I'd still probably have to talk to start that. So then I would still be saying an outro. I just gotta get better on my outros. Maybe I should write something down. I don't know. I'm just gonna end it. All right, that's all.